Now, I have a question. You do have like roughly about a week, and we're not going to play it every day.
Hell
but
yeah.
is there a particular something, or this is your time with each other, if there's a particular scene or conversation or something you would like to do? This is an opportunity for you to do that while we head our way towards a destination of Eox. If not, we can just head to Eox.
I imagine that there might be as they've been doing periodically, that maybe Arda would ask for a checkup from Clink.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Come down to the science bay or the engineering bay, the workshop. Maybe the workshop's more appropriate.
Yes, I think so.
Should I make an engineering check?
Knock.
Or should we just do some flavor?
Do some flavor.
I think whatever. I mean, it's an unusual problem, right?
Yeah.
You could approach this condition or feeling from engineering or life science or medicine or mysticism, probably.
As I was sort of hinting with my conversation and like explaining my relationship with Arda a little bit, one of the things I took for myself is a special mechanical trick that you can find in one of the other books called Technological Medic.
Yes.
And it means that I can do my medicine checks on an android with my engineering skill instead. So that is essentially what I'm doing. Is I'm doing engineering like a doctor.
Yeah.
So there are equivalents, I guess, to listening to your heartbeat. So instead of a stethoscope, I get some voltmeters and kind of wire you up to some diagnostic programs. Maybe you're sitting on the chair and I actuate one of your knees. Flicks up.
Seems to work.
Good. And the other one, a few more taps.
That one's quite receptive.
Have you been... now the more subjective things we've been tracking. Cognition. Have you had any memory difficulties?
Should I roll or should I just go off flavor?
Go off flavor. If I need to, I'll call for a roll if I think there's something that is to be learned.
No, memory has been fine.
It's normal. Any personality changes?
I have been feeling more somber of late.
I've noticed that, actually. Small.
That's rather good.
Somber.
Normally people can't read me.
Well, we've known each other a while, and I'm working on these things. And I can relate to you better than I can some other people, as you're rather technical even in the way you express yourself. Now, I know this is harder, but this feeling that you've been trying to describe of having someone else put on your body, do you feel their desires overwriting yours, or impulses that you don't feel originate from yourself?
I feel quieter. Like all of my thoughts occasionally are turned down like a volume knob. And that what I am, the life inside me, shrinks. That's all I feel. It's less of the addition of another soul and more of the lack of my own. Sure likes it.
You don't hear a physical sigh. You hear a mental sigh in your mind from Clink as he kind of pushes his terminal away.
Clink, you sighed. That's usually bad.
Well, it's no worse than normal. It's the same. I can't find anything physically wrong. I run every test I know how. I have charts covering months of your cognitive condition, your physical condition, all of your internal systems. They're fine. There's nothing wrong with you. But yet your subjective experience, your emotional experience, undeniably. I've even managed to find ways to categorize it, to quantify your responses, and you're fading.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I wish I could do more, but...
It is not your fault. You need not be sorry, nor disheartened by your research. You have substantive research on an unusual, perhaps unique case for android life. That is not nothing. It could be used to help other androids compare cases. Perhaps if this runs its course, it may not need happen to another android. It is a shame that the idea of not seeing this research come to fruition. That's a somber thought, I think.
I struggle because there are no more choices to make. I'm stuck. If there was some path, some risky decision to make, some choice in how to approach this, then I would feel better. But no options. I feel desperately hemmed in and reduced myself. And more than that, Ada. I'm afraid of losing you, my friend.
Yes, that is a concern. But, in a way, it was always going to happen. Even if I was able to release my soul in the traditional way, it would not be Ada Prime. It would become some other thing, with no memory of our time spent together, our days, what we like or dislike. The time of Ada Prime and Clink as friends on the No Wrong Answers was always meant to be finite. We do still have choices. What would you like to do now that we have finished our tests?
And we're going to cut there.
Yeah.
There's a different side.
Yeah.
Zahak and
Oh
Pinch.
no, he's still upset.
Where might the two of you, whether separately or together, find yourselves during this time period?
Well, I'll say if anyone wants to have a scene with Zahak, they'll find him in his quarters. But I'd like to have one with Pinch, while Pinch is piloting and everyone else is asleep.
Absolutely. The No Wrong Answers still runs under Absalom standard time, packed standard time. So this is what would be considered nighttime. So it's about a day or two into the journey as you find Pinch on his shift, because you still need to have concurrent shifts. Everyone else has gone to sleep, and that's where you'll find Pinch.
It's like the scene in The Matrix where Neo and fucking what's his name?
Bald guy?
Cypher.
Cypher.
And Cypher's reading the code, and
Yes.
Neo comes up to him. Yeah, it's that. But Pinch is Cypher in this case.
But Pinch is spinning in the pilot's seat
Yes.
and looking at the spinning rocks above his head in wonder.
Pinch. I see you are enjoying yourself.
Yeah, these cool rocks.
Yes, they are cool. I am excited myself.
Oh?
Our mission is divine. I have received a vision. Truly, we must deliver the android. This is told to me. I have seen it. He has shown me. Our time here, it's longer than it should be. It should not take this long from one station to another planet, and here we are. He extends his grasp, and we are here.
All right, well, just because I didn't get us there as fast as usual doesn't mean...
No, we are acting like his appendages. He is showing us, drawing us closer, drawing her closer, the android.
Yeah, I know who we're talking about. So, this friend of yours, he wants her on Eox, or...
Yes.
Great, well, that's where we're headed. I can't get us there any faster,
I'm
mate.
not blaming you.
Okay.
Pinch. I'm saying that you are facilitating his vision, and we are acting like a conduit through him.
Great. You know I love conduiting. But when is the whole payment side of things coming across?
We will see.
Okay. Well, you seem to be seeing a bit more than me. I don't have these kinds of visions or anything.
Well,
but
think, Pinch, think. You have already received physical rocks which float above your head.
That's true. I do like the rocks.
And I consumed the meat of apes.
You did do that.
And then he tested me by escorting us with 2 more apes that took us to our ship. I
suppose
considered, but I held back.
I'm so proud of you.
I am too. Proud of both of us. Zahak gives Pinch a little hug.
What is this relationship? I'm fascinated.
Why do we have an evil guy on our ship? What's going on?
Every time.
And
Zahak isn't
And why is-
evil.
And Zahak
I want to check your alignment. You sound evil.
wraps Pinch in a delicate hug with all four arms, and Pinch and Zahak take a moment and look out
Look out into space together.
Yeah.
into the space,
Into drift.
into the drift, as you see, like even just in the distance, you can see just like a soul, what looks like half a wooden chair that is splintered and is just floating off into the drift.
Look, Pinch. It was consumed like the ape meat.
Everything is an omen for this guy.
What the fuck is this relationship?
I love it. I'm here for it.
It's so fun. It's like a Disney villain and their sidekick almost of like, look, behold, and like Pitch just being like, yeah, whatever, man.
Yeah, I'm beholding.
I am beholding, always. Never not beholding.
Whatever you say, boss.
Fucking Kronk and Isma.
At some point, I think he's not super devout, but Clink will offer some prayers to Wei-Dan.
I was going to say similarly, but you kind of go first if you want to
Yeah.
put some flavor on it.
So yeah, Wei-Dan is the spirit of exploration, of forging into the unknown, of going your own way, and he's basically thanking him for this kind of new impulse, this new mystery, this new thing to uncover. Where they thought they were just looking for a new job, but actually they could be uncovering a great secret, and he thanks Wei-Dan for that opportunity.
Yeah. And Karma, Pinch?
Yeah, at some point in the probably in the early days of it, given he's been spotted, he's on the news, he's probably being followed again as he has been in the past. Pinch is going to take the leather pouch that the stones came in, because he doesn't need the pouch anymore, but it's good quality leather, I suppose, and that sort of thing. And he's going to get himself into the walls of the ship, into some tucked away hole,
Crevice.
preferably somewhere near the garbage disposal, somewhere a bit grotty, that kind of where there might be a bit of junk already laying around. He's going to tuck it right into the corner somewhere, and he's going to say, this for you, thanks Granny, to Grandmother Rat, and he's just going to ask that she not stab him in the back, because that is what she likes to do when she doesn't get gifts. So he's just going to ask nicely, maybe not this time, yeah?
Beautiful. The 6 days pass in the drift, and at the end of the 6th day, and as you emerge from the drift, it dominates
Got all my whiskers?
the entirety of your view screen. Your eyes cannot escape it. The spherical spectre of death, the refuge of the unliving within the packed worlds, the embodiment of evil if you're to ask the stranger on the street. But the gigantic grey crater of a planet that is Eox is far more complex than that. Eox is a sacrifice. Eox is an opportunity to live forever. But Eox is not for everyone. But here the four of you are, drawn by curiosity and by the coordinates taken from the datapad, now displayed on the top right side of your computer terminal, Arda. Definitely leads here.
Now that I am linked to Eox's infosphere, I can give you a more precise location for the coordinates. The location is exactly 852.3 kilometers northwest of the packed port, the preeminent breathable city on the planet's surface. There does appear to be a conflict of information, though.
Is there any way we can help you resolve that?
Well, if Eox's infosphere is to be believed, then these coordinates appear to lead to a... how do I put it? Barren wasteland. To nothing at all. Nothing officially registered by any account. However, I have taken the liberty of performing my own scans of the designated area.
May I inspect them?
Absolutely. On screen.
And you get a view.
I do detect something.
And it's hard to entirely see through the fog and the haze and kind of you see there's like a whole bunch of boulders and rocky cavernous mountains in this area that obscures a lot of that section, but you do see what looks like a building of some description just peeking out.
I do detect something. A building, I would surmise. Undetectable if one was not actively searching for it. The terrain, as you can see, is quite precarious and uneven close to the coordinates. But, if you would like, I shall direct you to within a short distance by foot.
I might be able to refine the landing parameters myself if you give me the raw data.
Handing over.
Okay. EOS has a rather unusual geology, given its dramatic history, but if I overlay tectonics and gravitational readings, I might be able to find us a better passage down. I'd like to make a physical sciences check.
Absolutely, by all means, thank you.
Can I help?
Yeah, I'm saying you can make it help. So Arda, first make that D20 to add the +2.
18.
Great, 18 it is. That is a +2 to your roll.
Reduce the DC of physical science checks to recall knowledge about strange new worlds or features of space. Does this count or not? It's not really a strange new world. It's a
Not
packed
really.
world.
Eox is within the packed world, so it's quite known.
I'm not like, oh, this is a new planet. Let's figure out what's about it.
Exactly.
I'm trying to figure out the best landing spot on a
Yeah,
known
you're
place.
not within the vast. Like Eox is still a pretty well documented planet.
Cool. Just checking. So my physical science is +8. So +10 with you.
Yep.
So 19.
19, great. So basically, from what you can ascertain, you're still not going to be able to get right on top of the building. The fact of the matter is, it's to use D&D terms, it's difficult terrain. You're not going to find like a flat landing point to be able to get it. But as you kind of start to like overlay and get like a better scan of the place, you maybe bring the ship in closer as well to get like a more definitive kind of overlay. You pick
I figured I could beat the computer.
Yeah, you can like pinpoint, like in the midst of a whole bunch of like jutting out boulders and such, you find a bit just snug enough for the no wrong answers. It's still going to be like a few minutes outside, but it does cut a lot of the time off.
Occasionally you see more cave-like structures of... Ooh, look, there on the screen.
Oh, yes. Yes, just between all those pillars. Good eyes. Pinch, I'm sending you some alternate landing coordinates. It's a bit tight, but I think you should be able to put us down within a few minutes of the facility.
I can handle it.
I don't doubt it.
Pinch, make me that piloting check.
Can he handle it?
Sweat.
So the ship has its own bonus, obviously, as well, of maneuverability, but I can't remember what exactly it is.
Is it not on your ship sheet?
Oh, I
thought
have
the
an
ship
actual
always just
printed
gave
Yeah.
me 1. That was my understanding.
Well, why don't you take the computer, +1 from the computer?
I would love that.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Yeah. Maneuverability, good.
So that is a total of 18.
18, yeah, you're fine. It was going to be a
Sweet.
DC 15 on that one. So
Great,
basically,
great.
you thread the needle. Like as you put yourself in and you have a brief interaction with the Eoxian Transport Authority, they just give you clearance, and that's absolutely fine. Like you give a name, you name drop Gevalask Noor. Like it's a fair way to get by without a lot of scrutiny and a lot of extra questions.
They don't make any bones about it.
Eox jokes.
Get in the comments. Do
Also,
you
we're
your
not
listeners?
landing at the city, so they don't need to
care.
inspect us.
So
Right?
the no wrong answers
We're going to nowhere.
Exactly.
pulls into the atmosphere, and as you head down below, you pass what you can see as the packed port, which is as I mentioned, the only kind of the main hospitable area for sentient living creatures. You can see like an atmospheric dome that has a lot of environmental kind of protections built into it. You pass there and just zoom forward towards endless desolate wasteland, and you keep going for a couple of minutes, and finally you come
Is there
towards...
dramatic lightning in the distance?
Oh, there...
Dark rolling clouds.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why the flipping flip not?
Weird, steam coming out of craters.
Oh yeah.
Weird steam
Some
coming out of
geysers
craters.
and stuff. Yeah.
We love a geyser.
Yeah.
And as you
Geyser.
come up towards, you can see a vast kind of mountains that are approaching, and they start to point into one another, making the steering a little bit tighter as you start to veer in and out, weaving with expert, precise fingerwork on the joysticks by a pinch, and eventually you find a spot where, as Clink so rightly mentioned, is as flat as you're going to get in this area, and you safely bring the no wrong answers to a stop.
I like to think part of why Pinch is a good pilot is he sometimes also uses his tail.
I would like to
multitasker.
believe that also.
Just throwing that out there for the image.
Yeah, rather than having to go over there to flick a switch.
Would
you
love
can
some
just,
fan art.
Get in the comments.
I would like to remind you that Eox, especially in this particular area, does not have oxygen or ways of breathing. So for those of you that still require that, I am metaphorically looking at you, Arda, and apparently you now, Pinch. That's a strange development. I like the rocks.
Thanks.
To Zahak and Clink, make sure you don those environmental protections.
And for anyone wondering, any armor is built with environmental protections that goes up to a day's worth to basically support general life functions that a sentient creature is going to need.
Excellent.
So our freebooter armor that we've all gotten hold of has helmet attachments and life support attachments.
Despite the fact that Pinch also has freebooter armor, I like the idea that he kind of does a little wink and a nod to Arda, we're in this together now.
Yes. You should still wear your armor, though, Pinch.
Aww.
You would not.
It'd be so.
Other things apart from lack of oxygen can affect you out there.
It's no oxygen, but the air is caustic. It just starts melting your flesh.
The air is bullets.
I will be here. Stay safe. And report back if there's anything that you need to figure out or ask of me.
Uh-oh.
Off you go.
Where did he learn that?
Learn what?
I wasn't talking to you.
You
Oh.
just spoke about bananas cascading.
One moment. No, I didn't.
Were you searching a recipe?
Query unclear.
I'll make a note of it in my data pad to look at it when I get back.
Stay safe, Regis.
Thank you, friend. Off you go.
Guys, our AIs are acting weird.
I like it.
Yeah.
I've been searching. I heard you were talking about apes before. Did you mean banana cascading?
You have been listening to Among the Dust, which is a Roll to Cast production. The best way to find us is on Twitter, Discord, and our Patreon. All our podcasts are on Acast, Spotify, YouTube, and all good podcatchers. You can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/roll-to-cast. Starfinder and all associated properties are trademark of Paizo Incorporated, authorized through Paizo's community use policy. Six days pass.
You don't want to have any more scenes?
I figure those are two good ones to end it on.
I could bear